What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down.
So guys, we have to get into this one. This story is going to be pretty wild, and I always try and bring you guys stories that nobody else is covering. And this is coming from the thick of TikTok. Social media has pretty much, it's turned into a way of exposing corruption, quote unquote, and other things. So I'm gonna show you this video of a sister who joined a white sorority and is now being kicked out of that sorority on the first week of Black History Month. So let's get right into it. Okay, so that music is copywritten, so I have to cut it out. I gotta cut it. All right, but this chick says, imagine evicting the only black girl in the sorority on Black History Month. And the sorority that she is being evicted from or kicked out of is Alpha Gamma Delta. Okay, so this is a white sorority. She's at the University of Kentucky, and the University of Kentucky actually had another incident where a black girl was called the N-word heavily by some drunk white girl in her dorm. So they're pretty much under fire for the racism. And now you have this sister who is putting everything out on Front Street about what her experience was in this sorority. So we're gonna get to her side of the story right now.
Yeah, so the other night, I just got called in a meeting, and then the thing is, I got in trouble over a TikTok, and that TikTok was of a guy dancing on a stripper pole. That's not even bad.
So she got in trouble because of a TikTok, and it was a TikTok of a guy dancing on a stripper pole. And let me tell you something about these sororities. I know y'all see a lot of videos on Barstool and all this other kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, sometimes they really do have private events, especially those parties at the frat house. Sometimes they might want to conceal certain things, and maybe she puts, some fraternity guy on blast when he really wasn't supposed to be put on blast, and he felt some type of way, and then they got at him. Maybe she doesn't really know the back end of how that affected the sorority or the fraternity that they were partying with. But either way, they basically pressing her about her social media, her TikTok. She's putting things on TikTok that they don't really like. Maybe it is not a good representation of the sorority. So I definitely understand that. But she is saying that she's being unfairly singled out because it's other girls that put way worse on their social media. So that's just, I just want you guys to kind of understand what's going on. Also, we're going to read this caption. It says, Part 1, why I'm being evicted. I got called into standards, and they're like, this is the 5th time you've been sent, all 5 times about the stuff I post online. My freedom of speech was violated. And like I said, you do represent the sorority, so I don't know specifically what they had an issue with her posting, but it seems like she's not really telling us the full story. Part 2, the harassment and bullying I got from members, plus receipts. Okay, so she's about to put out receipts, so let's listen up.
I know some other girls in my chapter have done really awful things, yet they haven't been kicked out.
So she said other girls in her chapter have done really awful things, but they haven't been kicked out. My thing is, was it put on social media? Was it filmed? What's going on here? What were those awful things? I wish she would have been more specific as to what those awful things were, but I don't know. I guess she's trying to protect some of her sorority sisters.
So at the meeting, they're like, Oh yeah, we're deciding to kick you out. You're still gonna have to pay the full price of living in a sorority, which is like $4,000. I'm like,
So she's getting kicked out and she's still going to have to pay her sorority dues. Wow. And it looks like she has some type of contacts in her eyes. And obviously she very much sounds like, she kind of sounds like a ditzy country, like Southern blonde type girl. And that's maybe why she joined this specific sorority. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, she's an Oreo. Okay, she's a black girl on the outside, but she's a white girl on the inside. And she talks white and all this stuff. And I'm not even going to put that on her because at the end of the day, she's speaking proper English. She does use like and likes a little bit too much. But at the end of the day, she's really not, she's not like sounding real crazy. But a lot of people I saw in the comments were pointing out that she was an Oreo, and they were saying some other things that were targeting the fact that she sounds and maybe moves like a white girl.
excuse me, what the fuck? Like, not only do I have to find my own housing and pay for that, I also have to pay the fucking sorority bills. Like, be fucking for real. Anyways, so I mean, I'm really happy about the support I'm getting because, like, I felt really lonely. Like, I had, like, 2 panic attacks last night, 1 during class. Like, I was nearly bawling during class. Like, like, I had, like, water in my eyes and all that.
Okay, so she's saying that she had a panic attack over being disrespected at the sorority house. I mean... This is pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. She hasn't really given us real specifics, so I'm waiting on that.
Just because, like, that shit was really stressful. Anyways, I got in contact with the university housing, so I'm gonna move over into that space. I'm just gonna say, this would not happen if I was if I wasn't black. Like, this probably...
So she's basically saying she's getting kicked out and discriminated against solely based off of the color of her skin. Wow.
Wouldn't happen if I wasn't black. Not only that, like, I'm also targeted in my sorority and my chapter. Like, there are, like, some girls, like, a few girls who want me gone, and I'm just like, dude, I pay the dues. I do the things you do, and you don't want me to stay? Like...
And I'm not gonna lie, my initial thought is, what did you expect? This is what I'll say. I think that the white fraternities are more welcoming, of... It's gonna sound wild because you don't really see a lot of black guys in white fraternities. But I do think that because I have met some, I think they're more welcoming and they're not really... See, with a guy, you can't be like... You can be racist, yeah, toward a black guy for sure. But there's gonna be repercussions. Like, with men, if you have like a black dude in the frat and they're like bullying him or whatever, and he's not like a total like P word, it's gonna be something said about it. Like, they're gonna have to throw hands. There's going to be some type of situation that goes down, and it's usually gonna involve violence in order to get that respect. And all the bullying and all that kind of stuff stops once you put hands and feet on somebody. So as a guy, I think those white fraternities are more accepting of people of color because, one, yes, there's still racism, all that stuff, but the guys aren't really hung up on it like that. They might keep things from the brother, but at the end of the day, I really had, like, when I was in school, they definitely had like some black dudes in the white fraternities, and them dudes were, they had no problem. They had no issues, okay? Light-skinned dudes, even a couple dark-skinned dudes. in the white fraternities. But when I did see like black girls try to join the sororities, it was a whole different dynamic because girls are more catty. They're more combative. I told you there's no such thing as this female solidarity. These girls, they're like mean girls, okay? So, and they're never gonna really resort to violence because as a woman in those sororities, especially like those white sororities, the moment you resort to violence, you're like beneath everybody type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then they already have her kind of pegged as like beneath them as well due to their racism. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and I'm surprised they even allowed her to get in, and they probably brought her in to be like the token black girl, but she wasn't conforming or assimilating to the culture well enough, and then they immediately turned on her. So that's what I'm thinking is what happened.
I don't know, like, I'm just, like, speechless, but, like, I'm also, like, really thankful for the support I'm getting. But, like, now I'm safe, like, I'm, like, moving to an apartment, a university apartment. It's just, not only do I have to pay the chapter house, I have to also pay, like, living at the university, too, like.
And her parents must have that bag. Her parents must have that bag because I know for a fact she ain't paying for this by herself.
University housing as well. So, plus I like signed a lease on an apartment like next year. So, like I have to pay like extra for that just because like I don't have a guarantor. I don't know. It's just like I don't know.
Oh, so she don't even have a guarantor. I'm wondering where she's getting all this money from. Because her parents ain't even her guarantor. Like, what is going on with this girl's life? I don't know. It seems very weird. But we are going to, attempt to see what's going on with this sorority here.
It's just my year. Okay, so part 2, along with what happened last night and today.
So, part 2, it says, I had to take down the Zoom call for legal reasons, but it will be posted. So, apparently, maybe there was, like, some Zoom call exit meeting, and it might have got, pretty combative in that Zoom call, and maybe some things were said that really sheds a negative light on the sorority. So, I definitely want to see that Zoom call. Let's keep going.
I have receipts to show y'all, like, all, the conversations I'm having with the girls about me posting this TikTok and them trying to restrict my freedom of speech once again. Not only that, like, I've also been, like, targeted, like, by a few members, like, from my sorority. And, I just know it's them trying to kick me out. That, like, want to kick me out and that are... I mean, like, congrats, you succeeded. Like, I'm kicked out. I'm evicted. I have receipts to show y'all. So I guess, like, the first is the text just now, like, the chapter president trying to get me to take my TikTok down, even though, like, that's proving my point.
Okay, so they're trying to get her to minimize the exposure on the sorority. I still haven't heard what they actually did to her and how they were directly racist toward her. It seems like maybe there was a small group of girls in the sorority who were pitted against her. But I don't know if she could have just like played chess, she could have got them kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Like if she would have just stopped, I guess, posting wild stuff on social media and then used a group of girls within that sorority to her benefit, she probably could have turned the tables. But I think she's playing checkers, not really playing chess, not really seeing the future, not really looking forward. She just emotionally, okay, they did this to me, let me put it on TikTok. I'm all for exposing corruption, but you have to have like real hard evidence. Maybe the Zoom call was hard evidence, But what she's presenting doesn't seem like the full story. And she's also kind of doing too much on social media. And I know a lot of fraternities, sororities, they're basically secret societies. So they don't want you to be exposing, maybe some secrets or traditions that they do. Yeah, they do humiliation rituals for the public. But at the end of the day, what goes on in the house stays in the house. And I think if she's putting house business online, that could have been a conflict of interest and maybe why they wanted her out. It may not have been solely based off the color of her skin. Now, I don't know yet. We still have to go through the videos. But I'm trying to listen in for some real hard evidence.
Because just because I take my TikTok down doesn't mean you're not going to evict me from the house. I'm already evicted. Be fucking for real.
Okay, so she loves saying be effing for real. So it says, hi, at our meeting today, we were unaware that a TikTok had been posted of you outside of our chapter house. I understand that it is your right to post this, but it is an untrue statement, and posting our house on TikTok has made several of our members feel unsafe. I am sure that was not your intent, but would you please take the video down? The other number in this message is Hirdy, our chapter advisor. Hirdy. So they want her to take that video that I just showed you of, imagine getting kicked out of the sorority house on Black History Month, So they want her to take that video down. And that could, I don't think that it would lead to danger, okay? Maybe they're over exaggerating. Y'all know how white girls do. Oh my God, we're doxxed now. Bruh, everybody knew where the sorority house is. I mean, it has the name on it. So if she even would have just mentioned the name, hey, I got kicked out of Alpha, Gamma, Delta, then it would have been history. So but they want her to take it down. I mean, was it immature? Yeah, probably it was. It was probably immature because unless she's presenting real hard evidence of racism toward her, then probably is pretty immature. And they're doing damage control. So I don't know how to feel about this one. All I know is that maybe she was trying a little too hard to be a white girl, okay? Maybe she was trying a little too hard, and she thought that she was going to fit in, but she just didn't fit in. And she's going to have to find another group of friends, maybe, friends that have melanin, and try and work it out with them rather than trying to be something that you're not. I understand that maybe she grew up around country white girls or, always wanted to be in this sorority. But at the end of the day, it just looks like you're not cut out for it because you're doing too much on social media. And then the moment you have a disagreement with the sorority, you're trying to expose them for quote unquote racism. It's just not a good look. And, them white girls are super dramatic. So, I mean, I think she's, I don't know if she can win this PR battle. Yes, she's winning on TikTok. She's getting a lot of views and exposure on TikTok. But unless she really presents some real evidence and then rides this home till the wheels fall off and becomes some type of activist, I don't know if she'll be able to win this PR battle.
Okay, and here are a few things like harassment that have been sent to me and said about me from other members from the sorority as well. They usually post on Yik Yak, and I know they're trying to cyberbully me. Okay,
so just remember, she's claiming they cyberbullied her. They post on Yik Yak, and Yik Yak is some anonymous. It's an anonymous chat for college students mainly. We used to use the Yik Yak on UGA campus, and there was a lot of things that went on Yik Yak. Racist jokes against all races. It wasn't just about black people. It wasn't just about Asians. It wasn't just about white people. It was about pretty much everybody. It was just like a forum where you could pretty much say what you want. And then I think there was some guy who like threatened to, you know, shoot up the classroom on Yik Yak. And then that pretty much, I don't remember exactly what they did, but they really started monitoring Yik Yak a lot more closely. So Yik Yak is, you guys get it. It's anonymous, like chat board or something like that. And it looks like they were, you know, cyberbullying her. I'm not sure what she meant by that. If she has screenshots, I would love to see them. But let's keep listening and hear her out.
But that's not going to work because, you know, I always take pictures. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, that's evidence. Like, you're not hiding anything once you post that.
Okay, so it says, sweet to the very, and I'm into her either way. Okay, I can't really tell what that says. It says, don't send Star Watts numbers if she hook up with one of your brothers and he doesn't date her, she'll report your frat. Okay, so they're basically saying, don't send the black girl, I think that's her name. They're saying, don't send the black girl your number. If she hookups with one of the frat brothers and he doesn't date her, she'll report your frat. So, I wouldn't even say that's exclusive to just the black girl. Women do that, period, in general. I remember one of my homeboys, he was dating this white girl. Well, he wasn't dating her. He was just smashing her. And this girl had the nerve to leave a Yelp review on like, or it wasn't a Yelp review, but it was basically some app where you could rate people who you dated. And she left this whole review on this app about him. And it was just like so extra. And she was just like, oh, don't date him, da da da. Yes, he has good D, but he'll never commit, and all this kind of stuff. So it was just funny to, you know, see that they're basically trying to cock block her. That's what it seems like to me. But this is not just her. This is a lot of women who do this. Women don't take rejection well. So when they get rejected, they basically spiral and they try and do whatever they can to get back at you. So maybe they're implying that she would do that. Okay. Star Watts is the mustiest bee I've ever met. Wow. So they're saying she don't smell good. Maybe she is musty. I don't know. Okay. She really could be musty. I'm not gonna lie. The way she talks, it kind of talks like she kind of, you know, is a mouth breather. You know, I'm not gonna lie. She kind of speaks like a mouth breather, but I don't see how that's necessarily racist. Yes, maybe it is, I guess, considered cyberbullying for sure, but I don't see how, you know, the race comes into it. But let's keep going. Oh, okay, hold on. She has some more screenshots. Okay. Oh, this is getting messy, y'all. Oh Lord, this is crazy. All right, it says, where are some good places to serve near campus? Serve? Maybe some illicit drug usage? Star Watts has nothing better to do than spread diseases and report frats because her musty STD riddled behind is not wanted. So it looks like she joined the sorority. Okay, so now it's all starting to come together. It sounds like she might have joined the white sorority in order to deal with white men. Okay, and she started sleeping around with these guys and made a name for herself. I don't know if she has STDs, but it definitely seems like there are some girls who are hating on her, okay? And everybody gets haters. I get haters, okay? I get haters. So, the time of the semester where everyone comments on Star Watts is here. I'm dead. I mean, this is very anonymous. It could just be one or two people. It says, Op on Yik Yak reporting our Star Watch slander. I'm dead. Wow, yeah, they was on her behind. And maybe she really did make a bad name for herself and got a bad reputation on the yard, if you will. Let's see. I love this time of the semester. Who's Star Watts? People asking. And it says, Star goes to frats, and if she sleeps with one of the guys he doesn't want to date her, then she reports them. So it seems... I really don't think it's necessarily based off of racism. I think it's based off of... this is what it's based off of. Most of it, okay? She sleeps around with the frat guys, and when they don't want her, she reports them somehow or tries to get them in trouble because she feels rejected. So, like I told you guys, women can't take rejection. So that's what seems like to be happening in this scenario. And she's trying to paint it as racist when it really just sounds like she's kind of a thought. Honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck. It sounds like she's a 304. People are exposing her and she doesn't like that. Okay, let me get that last snippet. It says, and if she sleeps with one of the guys and he doesn't want to date her, then she reports the whole frat to the university. I mean, is that true, Star? Are you really reporting the whole frat to the university? Okay, guys, so here she is exposing the group chat. She's exposing racism against Asians in the group chat. Okay, that song is copywritten as well. And in the group chat, they send some of their sorority sisters from Alpha, Gamma, Delta, who are Asian, okay? They send a picture of that, and they're saying, spot the difference, question mark. And then somebody says, to be honest, I don't know. You should ask a new member. So I don't really know what that means, but seems like it was a lighthearted joke, honestly. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Asians really do look similar, for real. They really do, okay? They really do. And I think because, you know, the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? So if everybody has, like, damn near similar eyes, like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but, like, just having your eyes in that form, like the way that their eyes are formed and shaped, it does make them look very similar because the eyes are the window to the soul. So in order to, you know, identify somebody's facial features, one of the first things that you look at are their eyes. And they do really have similar facial features to one another. As a matter of fact, because of Genghis Khan, I mean, he's got offspring everywhere. So most Asians are probably related. So it's not a stretch to say that, hey, they look very similar. But in this case, these two girls, they don't look crazy similar, especially their body types. The girl on the right looks a lot older. She maybe that's her mom. I don't know. They might be family, but I mean, I think it was just a joke. Yeah, you can say it's racist, but at the same time, where do we draw the line from just making a joke to being racist? And if you're just like, that's why you got kicked out the frat, Star, because like every joke you want to report the sorority to or the fraternity for getting ran through, you want to report people to, you're a tattletale. That's why you got kicked out. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You're a tattletale, and you do have to take accountability for that. I have not seen like real specific, like bona fide racism going on here. I really haven't in this whole thread. And, you know, this is just a joke. I'm not, because I make Asian jokes, and I love Asian people, dude. Like, one of the guys that my literal dorm roommate for my freshman year in Creswell at University of Georgia, he was an Asian guy. I mean, I had a lot of Asian friends, but we made jokes on each other. Like, dude, it's nothing, dude. Like, he used to make jokes on me. He used to call me orangutan titties, and I used to, you know, make jokes about him with fried rice. I mean, it was just a joke, dude. And I think guys, that's why guys are more open to bringing in people of color into the frats. You know, even, I mean, when I was going to school, there were white noops. Well, there was like 1 or 2 white noops who, you know, guys who were joining the alphas, the black fraternities, and there were white Qs. A white guy joined the Q. So I think guys are way more open to it because we can joke about each other's race and we can make racist jokes toward each other and it be nothing, okay? Like, yeah, some things can get OD, like if you're just blatantly, you know, being disrespectful. But at the end of the day, racist jokes are a part of brotherhood, honestly. I mean, have you guys seen Remember the Titans? Like, dude, they had nicknames for each other, Sunshine and all this kind of stuff, dude. And that brings us together, okay? That really does bring us together. Yes, were they being a little unfair to star on Yik Yak? Yeah, probably. But she made a bad reputation for herself for being a tattletale. She's a rat. She's a snitch. And, you know, nobody really likes snitches, even though I support snitching in criminal situations, especially if it, you know, pertains to a homicide. But let's keep it a buck. Nobody likes a tattletale. So, all right. So in this video, she claims that the chapter president says the N-word. She says, yes, or it basically says, the caption says, chapter president saying, yes, she's a N-word hard R, N-word hard R, by hashtag eviction, hashtag alpha gamma delta, hashtag AGD epsilon, hashtag epsilon. All right, so let's keep going. Let's listen up and see if we can hear this. Could y'all hear that? I ain't hear nothing. I really did not hear nothing. And I went through the comments and nobody was really saying that they heard it. I didn't hear anything. They said she was they said this at the beginning of the video and I can't hear anything they said. Okay, I heard yes, she is in the beginning, maybe. Let's hear it back. I'm sorry, but I didn't hear anything. But then she does make a video about the conditions of the sorority house, so I want to get into that too. Okay, y'all, so I tried to find the video where she was showing the conditions of the sorority house. Basically, it was like period blood on the toilet. It was disgusting, like girl stuff. You know, women not cleaning up after themselves. People leaving potatoes in a cup in the fridge, like a whole potato in the cup in the fridge, just like messy girls. So she was saying, oh, the conditions were awful. Now she has a GoFundMe in her bio. Honestly, I really didn't see anything too crazy. I think she ended up getting herself kicked out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She got herself kicked out because it sounds like she kind of slept around way too fast. She was way too fast, ran a high body count up. She got a reputation for herself. Maybe her pH was off and people made fun of her for that. Okay? Like, just like if I slept around and then people said, oh, well, you know, Reclaim, he has a micro PP or something like that. It would kind of be the same thing. So I don't really see blatant racism. I didn't hear them say the N-word in that clip. It sounded like a whole bunch of different girls talking in different rooms. I really can't get behind that because I didn't hear it. So I think she's dragging it ultimately. I really do think she's dragging it. She's being a drama queen. But this was a very interesting story I did want to break down. So you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send relationship questions to your email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you pay on time, man. Y'all need to be on your mark for getting with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.